Hey, so I have something else I want to share, of course. So I'm sitting there and in my head I hear, wait for me, wait for me. And it's like, what? No. The only people we wait on are toddlers and babies. But when you're in a relationship and you're trying to grow spiritually or bring good things into your life and the person you're with is like, I don't want to do what you're doing, but don't go. Don't wait for them. Because you will hear for a long time. Just wait. I'll 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 be in the groove soon. But if you keep waiting for somebody to catch up, you're gonna end up having moldy bread. You're not. It's almost like Eminem says, "You only get one shot. Do not miss your chance to blow, because opportunity comes once in a lifetime." So what are you gonna do with it? Are you going to say, okay, I know I'm going to have to let go of the past. The past is so comfortable because it's what I know. But when you're impeding your own opportunities, when you're taking away your successes by waiting on love, because someone that loves you is willing to put in the work to be with you, right? Somebody that wants to stay with you is willing to grow with you. And that is uncomfortable a lot of times, yes. So, like I said, I was hearing, wait for me, wait for me. Nah, boo boo, we ain't waiting on nobody. It's it's prime time. Like I said earlier, this is the beginning of the year. I don't know how many videos back that was, but we're almost through the first month. We're almost you tick tock, tick tock. You can be in the same spot you were next year because you were waiting for someone to wisen up, waiting for somebody to stop being lazy, waiting for somebody to do their share, waiting for somebody to notice you, waiting for somebody to say, okay, I'm willing to do it your way, or at least compromise. Let's come up with a plan together. Or you start now and you start creating your own plan. And the funny thing is, when you're with somebody that's not willing to make a plan, and you start making your own plan, they start feeling your energy slip away. They might invest a little bit more for the moment till they get you back stagnant again. And it's this push and pull of succeed, stay, succeed, stay. You can get seasick. You can lose sight of where the land is at by that start stop. I called it the stutter step at one point because if you got something you're willing to wait on, make sure it's worth waiting for. When you're pregnant, you have to wait. You don't have a choice. Your body does the baking and then eventually it says, okay, it's done, and it pops out, right? It doesn't pop out. You got to do some work to get there. But when it comes to relationships, if you're having to work so hard to make them work, it's probably not meant for you. And I know that's hard for a lot of people to hear because we're in comfortable relationships that we've chosen are okay. It doesn't mean they're beneficial, right? And I'm touching on relationships because those are the main things that can hold you back. And it's not just love relationships. You've got friends that you've been friends with since high school, or you've got people that are just fun to be around, but you don't make good choices with. I had some of those friends not too long ago, and I had to choose. It was better to focus on things I wanted to focus on to generate a future for myself than to keep having a good time. And even at that time, as I was having a good time, things were falling apart in my life. And it was almost like the divine going, we talked about this. I know, but I just didn't want to grow up yet. But at some point, we have to mature. It doesn't mean you have to get boring and life has to be dull, but it does mean that you've got to start focusing your mindset towards what you deem to be successful. And for me, Like I've wanted to create generational wealth. I've wanted to build something that my children can benefit from. And not just my children, the children of the world that will become the adults. Something that's fruitful that will help guide society in a better direction away from corporatized greed and failing government and going towards capitalism, cannibalism, and communism. I don't that those words tried to merge, sorry. But when it comes down to it, if we each put in a little bit of mindset and changing that for the positive and putting our perspective into a positive future, then we won't sit here and have to learn from afterthought. Because the afterthought, that's that hindsight is 2020, right? Oh damn, I shouldn't have done that. That wasn't smart. But when we live like that, then all of a sudden, that's where we're suffering. That's where we're not seeing the fruits of our labors. That's where we're seeing things so polluted and toxic that everything around us starts to go belly up, and that starts with waiting, just waiting. I used to tell my kids when we were having to wait on a bus or something when we were in South America, they'd get antsy and I'd be like, just twiddle your thumbs. I had to teach them how to twiddle their thumbs. At some point, they got bored with that, so I gave them each a ball of yarn and taught them to finger knit. My son actually made these things for me long ago because I taught the boy to finger knit. I have some other ones with some pom poms on them. These things are old, but either way it goes, that is us learning to be patient and wait. But there was a reason for that. There's a difference between waiting because you have to, like I said, when you're pregnant, you have to, or waiting because you're waiting for something to change that's not going to change. Because, like I said earlier, I stood in the same spot on the porch, not even that long, and my feet froze to the ground. Now imagine that's your life. You don't want to be stuck and stagnant and feeling like you're in the muck. Because when you're in the muck, that's when you start feeling depleted and drained, and then you're like, I don't know how to get out of this. That's the hard part, is the wanting to get out of it. Because believe me, when you decide you want to, you start having things flow to you that show you how to. So you have to make up your mind first. Is this willing for me to sacrifice my happiness? Is this worth me sacrificing my happiness for? Am I willing to give up my dreams to make something work that wasn't meant to work? Because when you aren't empowered by the person you're with, what's the point of being with them? If you're working on something that your partner doesn't support you in, what's the point in having them around? Because there are people around you, your soul tribe, that if you told them your idea, they'd be like, oh my God, that's awesome. Instead of, that won't work because blah, blah, blah. Or someone else tried that and it didn't work. You got naysayers that are haters, and then you've got applauders that are doers. They're your support team. You have to find who's who in the game of life, because a lot of people want to celebrate your downfall. Some people are preying on it, sadly. But then you have others that are like, you can do it. Come on, I have faith in you. I believe you're courageous. I see the bravery in you. I know that what you have to offer the world would change the world for the better. Find those people. Find the ones that don't say, wait for me. They're like, can I go with you? Like Forrest, I was running, and then you turn around and you got an entourage of runners, and you're like, well, thanks for the company. Thanks for the support. We need more people that are willing to put their ego aside, that are willing to encourage those that are doing a good job. And a lot of you that make comments below, thank you so much. I appreciate you. And for everybody that's subscribing, awesome. I really appreciate and send love and light to every one of y'all, because when I started this journey, I honestly didn't look at it as becoming even where it's at. And the day I hit 400 subscribers, I was like, what the wow, and it's awesome to hear that I'm helping you through things, or that I'm inspiring you, or I make you laugh, because believe me, you talking to me helps me to keep going and going. It's worth the fight. There are people that want to hear things in the world. There are people that want to hear the truth. There are people that aren't going, wait for me. I haven't met many of those people in person. The people I meet in person are needy and clingy and toxic, sadly. And I would love to do the things I want to do, buy that certain land I want to buy, and have everybody come out for a big bonfire under the stars. But we'll get there one day. We'll get there one day. When I get that land, I'll let you know. But just stay positive and don't wait for anybody. Because honestly, nobody's really waiting on you. If they're trying to come back and hoover you, that's a term that pertains to narcissistic behavior. Or they're gaslighting you, another term that pertains to narcissistic behavior. Then learn to gray rock them, another term that pertains, that's how to deal with narcissists. So go look those up if you want to look a little further into how certain people behave, and then you might find that you're surrounded by a lot more of them than what you thought. On that note, I'm going to leave that, and hopefully whoever needed to hear that heard it. And peace out.